Hello, welcome back to my channel, gamers. We're here to do some dumb stuff today. I hope you're all excited. I brushed my hair specifically today for this, for the first time this week. You're welcome. So we're here today to answer a very, very, very important question. It's an age-old question. I'm sure y'all are also wondering the same thing. Is it okay wearing corpse paint with gothic or cool lolita? I don't know. Is it okay? Is it? No, I'm just kidding. I'm here to do some fun stuff with you all. Corpse paint's fun. If you can't have fun with it, then just don't be here. It's silly. I honestly have no idea what I'm doing half the time, so it's gonna be a trip. I'm Emma. For those of you who don't know me, you live a blessed life, but now you know me. So I do stuff. You can follow me on various social media channels. This my name. Don't ask me to pronounce it because it's a secret. It's like Rumpelstiltskin. I can't say it. And yeah. So for the next hour and a half, we're gonna do some dumb stuff with paint. So hope you're all pumped. Feel free to shout out any questions that you have. Kelp is here as a disembodied voice to help me through this because I'm really bad at multitasking. Like a nightmare multitasking. So she'll be here to yell them out at me.
I can just pretend that the other body on screen is my body.
Yeah, that's you. That's what you look like. That's great. Yeah, so this process is super easy. I promise you it's not as like complicated as it looks. If a bunch of like white dudes in the 80s, 70s, 90s, and today can do it, it's fine. You can do it too. You can do anything you set your mind to. Gotta get my cat ears on for this. It's very important. Hope they're facing the right direction. So, I'm gonna be shouting out everything I do. I do have a supply list. If you're watching this at a later date and not live, feel free to just use that. You don't have to get everything that I specifically list out, like especially for brands. I just like using them because they're comfortable and convenient for me, and they're what I know. So we're just gonna go into it. I before this cleaned my face, moisturized, and put primer on it. You don't have to use primer. I like using primer just because of that nice grittiness. But you don't have to if you don't have it or if you don't like it, because this is just, it's cream paint. So you can just go straight in and just start. I like to just kind of do the outsides first and then kind of blend my way in. It's pretty thick. I wouldn't recommend just going all over with it because you can actually blend it upwards. You're going to use way too much product if you just do your whole face, and then it's going to kind of melt off.
So I have a fun story about white face paint. As a disembodied person. So right before an EGL meet, I think it was when Minori came, somebody I was carpooling with wanted to do, like white, like Shironuri, right?
Yeah.
So they called their local, Spirit Halloween store and asked if they had clown white, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, clown white. And she's like, okay, great. So then she goes to pick it up, and they don't have clown white, but they have TV white. And TV white is not white. It's like slightly yellow. So for all of you, if you're at your local costuming, used to be a Mervin's or whatever area, and you see TV white, don't buy that. And I'm not sure what TV white is for. Just buy it from a real clown, yes.
I've got a little baby thing of clown white that I actually haven't used it yet, but it's just as good to use. Yeah, I keep hearing TB like tuberculosis, and I'm like, like a jaundiced human being.
TV white, yeah. I'm guessing it has to do maybe with like studio lights or something. I don't know. It was just very strange because we immediately started thinking like, okay, but who would need this?
I inadvertently made a triple moon. What's up? What's up, witches? Anyway, so I'm just going in after I do like a couple streaks, and then I take a makeup sponge. You can use any makeup sponge. I also get like the fancy $3 one from the Meron brand, but you can get any sponge. You don't have to wet it. You just kind of got to get in there and then just dab it around your face. You can get as wild with it as you need to, because you're just going to end up blending everything and just ruining it with black paint afterwards. I feel like I need to leave those moons there. That was dope as hell. Somebody screenshot that.
That is an excellent guess. That I assumed like it's to do with color fidelity on videotape, maybe. It's interesting because my sister actually is like a fully licensed lighting designer. And I think I asked her about it, and she was like, And I was like, all right, if she's going,
Yeah, I really like the cream sticks because they're easier to use. You can.
I forgot. I had this job, by the way, of clicking the things.
Clicking them. It's a good job. I want that job.
Jess always goes like so fast, and I'm just like, Jess, I can read really fast, and even I'm having trouble. Like,
that's why I need somebody to do this for me. I can't read my own comments.
If you've ever
watched any of my panels and I've ever ignored you, I promise you it wasn't on purpose. I just can't read.
It's like, like Japanese streaming where they just have the comments streaming by like endlessly.
They're like eating food. I love that. All right, the moons are going away. I'm sorry, moons. So for the purpose of corpse paint, I really like to get my hair back right away. Usually when I do my makeup, I won't put my wig cap on, but it is kind of a mess getting a wig cap on if you've got white all over your face. So we're just gonna dab, and I'm wearing bangs today because I don't care about my hairline. That's where I'm at. So when you get to your eyes, you don't need to go all the way up to your waterline. Just you're gonna paint most of that black. So when you start getting into this area, start thinking about what you want that to look like and how far you want to go in. So if you want to do like a whole bunch of black, or if you want to do more smaller little eye look, then go up to that point. Otherwise, it might get tricky to blend it all in together. So yeah. So same with your eyebrows. Like, corpse paint's my favorite because you don't have to do anything to your eyebrows, and I hate doing my eyebrows.
So TV white is a light neutral gray that meets specifications for 60% reflectance, the maximum brightness for use in video white balancing. So this makes sense why my sister didn't know, because she works in theater.
That's pretty cool.
So she wouldn't have to, think about video white balancing. Because she's on the stage.
On the stage. Right. I'm laughing because, like, I probably requested too much time for this, but also I know with the lines afterwards, I go a little crazy here. I may need that time. That's it. I'm all done. Thanks, everybody, for coming. No. Imagine. Man, if Shironuri is okay, is corpse paint just Shironuri? What is the difference? In this TED Talk.
Fun fact, I hate TED Talks.
Oh, God. I love the joke about thanks for coming to my TED Talk, but, like, I can't do regular TED Talks. It's just, I can't.
They're killing academia. It's part of a larger problem, honestly.
Yeah. I work in marketing. I hate it in general.
It's like, you have 5 minutes to convince people with money that your research topic is worth their money.
You don't have to get your ears. I do a little bit just because I'm here. Why not? I also don't go too far down my neck. You don't have to. I also wouldn't recommend it unless you're doing like a really complicated Halloween costume or something like that.
Real Squid, you know that dude ranting in a truck has sunglasses on.
With the Osprey sunglasses? Yeah. Yeah. A vibe.
Yeah, no shame if you've ever enjoyed a TED Talk, but I also know that everyone who's ever enjoyed a TED Talk has probably gone to that person's like actual YouTube channel, and like every other video they've ever made was probably infinitely better than their TED Talk.
I feel like the people who like TED Talks are the people who want to give a TED Talk one day. Like that's their like professional career goal.
Well, shame you did.
Yeah, you're not allowed to like things, you guys. We're all elites here. You're not allowed to like things.
All right, I don't know. I feel like somebody who I don't think we can know if there has never been a church burnt by a Shironuri Shironuri makeup artist.
Hey, I was raised Roman Catholic, so I'll do that.
Does it count if it is a Buddhist shrine, like one of the really annoying sects?
I feel like they're just less tryhards. It's fine. Anyway, that's gonna be our next event. It's just a bunch of TED Talks.
Emma was like, "Hey, you just need to come read the comments for me out loud, you know, and
no,
keep
I
me
actually
company."
Just have a conversation and do a TED Talk.
And now it's me going like, TED Talks are killing academia.
I think society is killing academia, but that's a longer conversation. That is
academia is also killing academia. Anyways, makeup.
Yeah, I'm a failed pre-med student, and look at me now. What have I?
I mean, I think you dodged a bullet there.
I wanted to go into public health, so yes, many bullets have been dodged. Cool. So I think I'm like done with the white bits, is what I say when I'm done dating my boyfriend. Got him. No, we love and appreciate Spencer. He put up the pop-up screen for me. Okay. This is all done. So, when you get to a point in your
It's not an Emma panel unless we have Spencer yelling about like wrestling or something in the background.
Every single time we have an event, there's some like AEW event, like pay-per-view event, and I'm like, you have to stop doing this. During the last event, there was a pay-per-view show, and I was like, my god. Anyway, I'm happy with the white bits, and so now I'm gonna go in. This is also a little optional. You don't have to. I like doing it just because it sets it in a little better, so I'm not melting. Especially like if you are going out later wearing corpse paint, please do that. But this will also help kind of stick it there. So just go and do some powder stuff.
Rose Frey says, I would have taken you for a funeral director.
I, like, low-key kind of also wanted to go into pathology when I was, like, done doing PA stuff, but, all right. So, pro tip, if you do get, like, powder, I would recommend getting the big tub. They also have a small tub, but, like, this is just, you get more for your money, and it's also just loose powder, so, like, be careful. I like to put some in, like, here, like, scoop it up and then just dab from here so I'm not getting too much. Also, just a general tip for loose pigments. If you ever use loose pigments with makeup, put it into a smaller container. Don't dip out of the big container. And little puff guys are great. You just throw them in the wash when you're done. It's wonderful. Pathology is so dope. Bodies are cool. I like science. Science is great. Let's do more TED Talks on science. All right. Just getting a bunch of powder on this little. Feel like an old lady in the 1930s doing their makeup. Just cake it on. Just cake it on.
Have you ever seen those like vintage videos, like black and white, of like instructing you how to like put on makeup and then
oh my god, like taking your makeup off and they're like
taking their makeup off, yeah, and they just use like 20 Kleenexes.
Yeah, they're like, use all your Kleenexes. And I'm like, now, just like I couldn't imagine. We're just now, I was like,
I do use Nycticeivs to take off my makeup. So
I switched to a balm remover, and honestly, I couldn't recommend it anymore because it does take everything off, and you don't totally have to do it. You should do a double cleanse, but balm removers are great. I stopped using the wipes, but nothing will be using a paper towel with like eyeshadow remover on it. They're pressing and mixing. Oh, I have not. I've seen the lipstick ones that are like, what?
Yeah, I have seen a couple of pressing and mixing the makeup. I'm really into this. Well, I haven't watched it in a while, but there's this. It's called like British Pothe or something, but they post old archival videos. I'll find it for the chat. But they have a lot on like vintage hairdressing that I always find really interesting.
Sorry if my makeup stuff is coming over the microphone. I should just like asthma everything. Just like, sorry for your headphone people. It also fits perfectly. It also looks like I ate a beignet on my lap, so that's where we're at. It's a vibe. You can also do this with just like a big old fluffy brush. It's the same thing. I like using the powder just because pressing it in is really kind of helpful for me because I like to act fast and I don't like to be precise with anything I do. Story of my life. All right.
Yeah, yes, I am unsurprised that Strawberry Jam Donuts believes that beignets are amazing.
Man, the ones at Disneyland, not the best, but they hit the spot when you're putzing around all day. Cool. I am pleased with whacking my face. Cool. By God, I've done it. Now comes the fun part, the actual part that you're all here for, as I spill all of my extra powder onto a spare towel. I know I recommend having like hella paper towels for this. I also recommend just getting like kind of a big hand towel, like you know those long ones you see in like, or you put in like your bathroom. Use one of those. I like line up all of my brushes in one of those and then just put all my extra powder and whatnot on that. And it's a vibe. Okay. Now for the fun part. I wish I should probably do it with different color, but I have black for the purpose of this. So now we're going to start doing the actual paint bits. I want from the very bottom of my heart, I want for somebody to do this with pink and to do like a sweet look. Emily Dogs, if you're here, like this is me telling you, please go do this or come up here and I'll do it for you. I will do it on you. If I can get this open, I'm struggling to open my paint. Hold on. I got this, you guys. It's brand new. Oh, I got it. Okay.
I'm guessing the gremlin corner is yes. Emily Dogs. Yes.
My gremlin sister in crime. Yeah, so I get
they have agreed. The pact is made.
Where is it? Here we go. If you can do the thing. I can't do the thing. There. Anyway, it's in the sheet. They have a whole bunch of different colors, and it's water based and water activated, so like it's not gonna stain anything. Which is again the best thing about using water based stuff. It's just not gonna stain anything. All right, so you got your water based stuff. You could also just use regular eyeshadow, but this is gonna be like better and thicker and go on in a creamier sense. So I have like strawberry syrup corpse. Yes. I have a red paint in there I was gonna do for Valentine's Day, but just did not. But yeah, so I have a spray bottle. You can also just wet your brush or tiny bit of water on top of here. They really just say wet your brush, and I'm like, no, I need a lot of paint at one time. So I like to kind of just go in and spray it because I use a lot. Just a tiny bit. So you can kind of see, yeah, like I just barely got the top, like a half of a spritz. Just a little wine spritzer here. And I'm going to go in with this kind of flat but thick eyeshadow brush. I don't have a number, but in case anybody wants to know the number, again, I buy all my shit from... Ugh. It's not showing up, but it's the Mehron Paradise Makeup AQ 816. It's also just good for general body paint, or like if you wanted to do concealer. And then I'm just going in. Ooh. Just coating my brush up quite a bit with this. Oh, sorry about the echo. So my setup is really complicated. Usually I would wear headphones, but I can't because I'm complicated today. So I have my laptop over there, and so I'm listening to kelp through my laptop. I apologize. I'm gonna turn it down just a pinch. So sorry for that. Yeah, and now I'm just gonna go in. So
I'm on very good headphones,
like,
and the echo is manageable.
Sarah, or I would waterline. Actually, I probably should waterline, but like whatever. The echo's spooky. Yeah, so you can waterline before this point if you like doing waterlining or tightlining. It's corpse paint. Have fun with it. You don't have to, but that is an option. So you don't even have to really prime your lid unless you're using like straight eyeshadow. I would use an eyeshadow primer, but if you're using this Mehron paint, then just regular like black body paint, you do not have to. So you just want to kind of go in, and it'll dry down pretty quickly when you put it on your eyes. And you want to be as careful when you first put it on, because if you get too much white kind of mixed in on your brush, it's gonna smudge a little bit and you're gonna have a bad time going in and fixing it, which is why I left this pretty open. I usually leave it even more open than I do under my eyes. Here. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. Tightline your eyeliner. Oh, I hate tightlining. I always forget to do it until I have my contacts in, and I'm just like, crap. Or you can stop now and be a panda or Domino from Deadpool. Whatever you want to do. I'm going to keep going because we're doing corpse paint today, specifically. All right, while that dries, I'm going to go and get the other eyeball done. Also, if you're someone who's sensitive with makeup, and makeup makes your skin really angry a lot of the time, go in and test stuff beforehand, just in the off chance like it does irritate your skin, because like you're coating your entire face with this stuff. That's why I like to stick to one brand too, is like I know this brand doesn't use bad ingredients, so like it's not going to make my face all grumpy. Is the vibe. I know. Yeah. Too bad Jess isn't here. She would lose her mind. Her whole nya thing is just too much sometimes. Yeah, and then just go up in your eyebrows, because fuck it. Like, eyebrows are stupid. If you don't want to look hella like a Kiss fan person, or like somebody's like the Black Swan, which happened to me last time, you don't want to do too pointed of a thing, like kind of just smudge it up a little. Destroy the eyebrows. I learned very quickly that if like you do a very like pointy kind of thing, it doesn't really read as corpse paint too much. It's just like, oh, you're Black Swan, or it's just goth makeup. And I was like, well, technically, like the first time I did this, I called my mom And I thought it was the funniest thing ever because I was like, haha, I'm wearing corpse paint. I'm going to call my mom and be like, what's up? She was with a bunch of friends, like bunch of old ladies into their 60s and whatnot. And they just go, I look like a Tim Burton character. And I died actually after that. So I've been a ghost ever since that happened. I'm a ghost. It was the worst. I was cackling. I was like, are you serious? Thanks. I know my mom has friends.
Oh, look at your little daughter trying to be edgy.
Look at her. And I'm like this sad, like 29-year-old girl who has not left the house in over a year. It is a vibe. Oh dear. That is way into my waterline, but it's okay. We're just gonna fucking wing with it.
So, kelp story time.
Kelp story time.
So my dad occasionally will play piano at like a local old folks home, and one time I went with him to help him set up, with his like electric piano and stuff, and I was just, in my pajamas walking walking up into the little room, and he wanted to show off his daughter, as dads do to the old people. So he's like, oh, this is my daughter, and it's like I barely brushed my hair and everything, and I'm just like, yes, hello. And he's like, she's a doctor, and everybody was just like, what, really? And I was like, oh, not a medical doctor.
Got a doctor at the end of your name, or in the front of your name. That's all that matters.
But like compared to like the people there, I think it was just. Oh yeah, we do have major buffering happening. No, lag.
Is it me? Oh, I see it lagging a little bit. It's okay. I'll just.
You're fine for me, but.
I know. I see it on Twitch. Twitch has it. Oh, I just painted the entire side of my brush. Hold on. I see it over on another window that Twitch has gotten angry, which is weird.
Okay, we're back.
It says offline. Hold on. Oh, wait, what's going on here? We're having trouble streaming to Twitch. It's an issue on Twitch's end. Interesting. We're gonna restart.
Yeah, it seems like we're back. Yeah, it says it's working.
I fully blame Twitch for that.
Yeah, okay. That was Twitch.
Thanks, Twitch.
You guys didn't. My story just they were like, oh, this is terrible. Please tell your pointless.
Okay. Piano
pajama man. Oh well, okay. No, it was just so basically, there was nothing much to the story. It's just that my dad just was telling the old people that it's like, oh, this is my daughter, and then he just mentioned like she's a doctor, and they were all like very confused and thought he was joking, because I just look like a sullen teen,
Honestly, I know a lot of like doctors / PAs, and they do look like sullen teens.
Yeah, I mean,
it is a vibe.
But then I went and drove home, and then drove back to go pick up his stuff when he was done. That's the end of my story.
Thank you. It was a beautiful story. It was wonderful. All right. I'm just getting weird with it, our end. So I'm pretty much done with the big ol' eye bits. Whoop, whoop. Whoop. Whoop.
The supply list will include Fago.
We love and support the juggalos in this household. Straight up.
Is it just me, or did the video quality get worse? No, it got
Twitch is having a really bad time right now. I normally would just assume this is on our end, but it is 100% Twitch is having a bad time.
Yeah, because
went down today, so apologies. Bear with me here. The good news is it's fine on our end. So when we do get the recording and put it up on YouTube, assuming you guys want to rewatch this, it'll be fine. It will be okay. All right.
Oh, ooh. Now I have some sharp resolution now again.
Yeah, it'll get perfect resolution. Twitch won't be a fucking dummy. I don't know why I'm being really specific with this part right now. It's corpse paint. It looks like crap regardless of what you do. It's supposed to look like crap. If you're trying too hard, you're doing it wrong. All right. So now we're going to do the fun part. Actually, I might... Yeah, I'm going to... I think I'll blend it out a little bit more. If you're wondering if I came into this with a plan, no. I didn't. I napped today. I didn't think about this. All right.
We had synchronized naps with cat obstacles.
It was good. So one thing I do, I would highly recommend this, is getting a really, really good, opaque, very pigmented black eyeshadow. Don't get your cheapest, get your best eyeshadow that's very, very, very black. For me, it's, don't hate me, this is Lime Crime, I'm sorry. I know they're terrible, but they straight up have the best black I have ever used ever for eyeshadow. Ever. And anyway, so I like to go in and kind of just blend out the edges just a pinch. With just a shitty brush. You can use a shitty brush for this if you don't want to ruin it. Oh, Sugar Pill's really good. I should probably get some of their stuff. So yeah, I'm just gonna coat this brush in hella black eyeshadow. Doesn't matter if you get fallout on your face. You're gonna get fallout on your face. You're doing corpse paint. It's fine. So I just really go in here and I kind of dab around. Dab around. I think their white is also always sold out, but I heard their white's really good. And so this kind of just is diffusing the edge just a little bit. I went really weird with this bottom here, so we're gonna kind of have to fix that, but it's fine. So yeah, I'm just loosely going in, blending it out just a pinch. You don't have to do this if you want to keep really stark lines, but I like to fade things. Will it blend? And it's okay if you blend out the liquidy bits too, because you're supposed to. The black just kind of helps it from spreading too much.
This is just the chat agrees. Sugar Pill, yes.
Can confirm Sugar Pill. I actually don't own any Sugar Pill. Fun fact. So if anybody wants to buy me some Sugar Pill, just kidding. I can buy my own. I should. Feeling like a raccoon. Little trash pandas. If at any point you goof up your eyeballs, that's okay. If you do want to kind of go in and fix it, you can go back in with your white paint. I would recommend getting something that's like a concealer brush, like a really thin one, or the thin edge if you have a triangle sponge, and just being very, very careful and then just dabbing it in. The more product you put on your face, the more you risk kind of getting everything goopy and muddy, and it won't blend nicely. So just be careful with that part, but not too careful. If you're not having fun at any point, just stop. Just be like, I'm done here. I've decided this is where I want to be done with my corpse paint. Yeah, Ghost Raccoon is fine if that's what you want to do for Halloween. Yeah, so here's one eye pretty much done to a good point where I want this eye to be. Looks like a skull. And so this eye I'm going to kind of go in with the same thing with the black eyeshadow and then just kind of blend it around. and also fix whatever the heck I did at the bottom.
Shout out to Kayla for what the panel discussion photo. I'm
actually gonna go check that out right now.
Yes, please do.
Sorry, everybody.
I don't want to spoil it.
Thank you, Kayla. That's fantastic. Oh, that's really good. Thank you. I love that. I appreciate it. Anyway, if anybody's actually planning on doing corpse paint with Lolita, please tag me in it or like send it to me. I want this to be a thing. Just like do it, send it to me. I love it. I just love the concept of doing it because it's fucking stupid, but I love fucking stupid things. So shout out to Spencer. That was an inappropriate joke. I'm sorry. Is it nighttime yet? It's nighttime for somebody. I can make inappropriate jokes. Anyway.
I have kelp story time again.
Yeah, because like, so corpse paint's interesting because like you do it and you get to a point where you're like, okay, I feel like Alice Cooper, and then you like go through the ages of corpse paint until you get. I like turtles. I love it. Oh, you kids keep me young. All right, cool. This is fine. This is fine. Sometimes I kind of just like to continue to go out more, but I'm wearing a big old wig after this, so I don't care too much about the sides of my face. You don't have to go out as far as like I did, obviously. I just like to get weird with it, so. Yeah, there's a lot of just dresses in general. I have this kind of thing where with all of my nun dresses, I want to do corpse paint. I have a lot of nun dresses. Just straight Huro if you have a black and white print. The old school black and white dresses, like, it'll work. And also, it'll work with anything. It's fine. All right, so now we're doing the fun part. Yeah, so I have 2 brushes for this. I got throwing stuff around here. I have what is this? An 810 and an 814. I can also post these in the Discord if you guys are actually interested in going and buying some. You can just get individual brushes. They're like $2, but they're really good. So, a little thick. I'd show you my finger for like reference, but my finger's also small. And then here's like a really, really teeny like eyeliner one. I start with the bigger one to make bigger lines, and then we're gonna do the whole vein portion. The trick, I have to like think about this before. So the trick with doing this part is don't do too squiggly, don't do too straight. There's a good in between. Yeah, it's really hard, like, kind of imitating, like, the look of veins or something like that, because if you do it too thick, it kind of looks weird, and if you do it too thin, it also doesn't translate well. And also, if you goof up, again, it's fine. Yeah, so you just kind of want to go up. You can also, again, this is at this point, you can do whatever you want. You can do whatever design you want. If you want to do just like ones coming below your eyes, you can do that. If you want to do both up and down, if you want to do a cross in the middle of your head and just leave it like that, that's fine. That's the beauty of corpse paint. You do whatever the heck you want. I'm having a great time. So for this one, I'm probably going to just do up and down and go all the way to the white waterline almost. I would recommend when you do wet it, kind of brush some of the excess paint off so you don't have too much going on, and then just a little bits of squiggles, little tiny squiggles. If you feel more comfortable using a thinner brush, you can absolutely do that. I do. Thank you for commenting on my spooky hands. One time in high school, this dude said my fingers looked like French fries, and I've just never forgot that. Yeah, I got weird.
Have you seen my hands? Like, it's like an optical illusion. They're not even, my fingers aren't that long, but then when I see them in photos, I'm just like,
long hands. I'm a very petite person too, so like my hands are just weird. Shout out to Spooky Hands Club. All right. You can also kind of like look to things like lightning and how like lightning works, and kind of do stuff like that, or like really spooky tree branches. Like branch off that way. I don't know why I'm doing so much effort on my forehead. I'm literally putting a wig on things after, but like that's a thing. Yoop. Yoop. Just have fun with it. And they don't have to go all of them don't have to go all the way up. You can like stop halfway and like do a little guy. Just a little guy. Sorry that I'm being really loud with my brushes. This is an asthma panel, except it's aggressively asthma, so like I'm just loud.
The A stands for aggressive.
The A stands for aggressive. I'm from Massachusetts. I don't know how to be quiet. Asthma. Damn, Haley, at me. I get really excited when I meet somebody else from like just Massachusetts in general. I'm like, my people. I'm so lonely over here. I'm surrounded by Californians. That's true. You do.
My cat has decided to lie down right next to my laptop's power button, so playing the most dangerous game.
I'm surprised none of the cats have come in here yet for me.
My dad's family is from New Jersey, so
what a vibe. One thing you can do if you've also like just are having a hard time making it like thick and like color show through, you can go with a thinner brush and just kind of like color inside. But very careful though. Don't do what I'm doing. I'm just goofing up. Okay. Just little squigglies. Little grumpy squigglies. It will all come
it's so sad looking at like the resolution on Twitch because it's like
it's fine because that way it'll look decent. Whereas like the actual good version that I'm looking at right now is it's gonna look like crap when you do it. It's fine.
It's like how many artifacts can we fit in this JPEG?
There are 2 pixels for this panel. That's how many I'm allotted. Also, don't want to leave this looking like Sting, so it's Sting. If you are getting like 90s wrestler vibes, you can just again continue to add more lines to differentiate it. Throw some fake blood on it at the end. Always a vibe. If you are interested in learning more about fake blood, please join me for my panel tomorrow at 3:30, where I will talk to you about fake blood for an hour. No, it won't be an hour. It'll be 5 minutes on fake blood, which is a lot of time for my hour-long panel. Man, this is Twitch really said I'm done today, so thanks for hanging out with me and listening at least. I hope you guys rewatch this on YouTube. I might make a better version that's like sped up, so you can actually just follow along that way and not have to watch an hour of Emma being a ding dong.
Or deal with Kelp's shaggy dog stories.
I'll just make clips of you saying how much you hate TED Talks.
You're perfectly allowed.
Yeah. I'm going into my hairline for some ungodly reason. It's fine. Also, the good thing about kind of going as low as you do here is, like, you don't have to get as crazy with the squigglies. You just have a little bit to do. It's fine. I also switched to the thinner brush because that's where I'm at. Also, if you're filling out the panel feedback, please don't say you couldn't watch it because the quality was bad. It's not our fault. I won't put that to heart and I'll be sad. You can comment on how I talk too much. That's fine. That's valuable feedback. I can't promise I'll take it, but nonetheless, it's still feedback. Just, yeah. Twitch is having a hard time today.
Oh, I think
go march down to their offices.
As soon as you said that, at least the quality got better for me.
Oh, good. I hope it's getting better. Yup. I was hoping to do more corpse paint coordinates before this panel, but, like, I'm tired. It takes such a long time to do. Because I'm a perfectionist. That's where I'm at. I've also just given up. I'm just one-handing all these now. I'm, like, not even steadying myself. I'm just like, whatever. Yup. Yup. Yeah, getting dressed up. I'm literally wearing pajama pants. That's where I'm at today. I put on a t-shirt though, so I'm trying my best. My best isn't that much, but it's still something.
When I worked at the radio station, we would have a game where we would take logos and we would guess hardcore or metal. And we got enough logos together where we actually started to be able to make like a typology of how of font design.
I love that.
We started to get pretty good at it.
I love seeing pictures of like trees or like cracks in leather, and they're like, "Oh, well, what metal band is this?" There's a picture of me with Jess where we're standing next to just like a pile, like a shrub or a tree that had been knocked down, and it looked like one of those, and we're just like power squatting in front of it.
So, what of my introductions to because I was friends with like the metal DJs, but I didn't really know them too much. But there was a local grindcore band that formed called Larry David, and their album was called Grind Your Enthusiasm.
That's good.
And
using a power metal band. What a hoot.
Yeah. Oh, the metal DJs were so nice. They taught me like shorthand for figuring out like which genre is which, and they were like, oh, like power metal. They're like, you're going to Valhalla, and I'm just like, okay, yes, that's very helpful, actually.
It's fun because like a bunch of people are like, oh, what's your favorite metal band? And I'm like,
which kind?
I'm like, what kind? I like a lot. I usually just default and I'm like Skeleton Witch because like that's a safe answer. Because the deeper you get into some, you get a little problematic. But most metal people I've met are like super nice, which is great because you don't get that in a lot of. I mean, it's not a fandom, but I can't think of the other word. But like in a lot of genres, I suppose. But I also grew up listening to ska, and like the ska kids were always in a vibe. They were just having a great time. Anyway, I'm here to do corpse paint and talk to you about ska. Hello. Oh. Swishy's here. Swishy's here to talk about ska also.
Oh. Sorry, I was looking up stuff. Power metal, D&D. Yeah, okay, yeah. Radioactive.
Yep. Yeah. I am very partial to black metal a lot of the time, but also if you feel like you're listening to just an amped up medieval fun time sesh, those can be a good time. There you go.
There was a high school student that had a show on right before mine, and I asked him like one day I was just like, oh, so like what do you focus on your show? And he's like, oh, like third wave ska. And I was like, and he had a 2.5 hour show every week. Like I had an hour and a half, and sometimes I had trouble filling an hour and a half. And I was thinking to myself, like, this 17-year-old who rolls up on a Razor scooter has 2.5 hours of third wave ska.
Oh my
week.
God.
Bless the children. The children are our future.
They're okay. They're doing okay. I can't wait for like, because trends are cyclical. Right now, the teens are in like the 90s and early 2000s, which that is a cursed time. Holy shit. But I want them to rediscover ska, but like old ska, not ska punk. So I can just be like,
oh, that already happened.
Did that happen? Because I feel like they're just always in ska punk.
No. At least in my circles, we noticed it happened, and we were.
I missed it. Tragic. I'm out here having a good time. With an hour left. Anybody have any questions? Please don't have questions because I don't like talking about answers because I just bullshit half the time. But what's your favorite Lolita dress to wear with corpse paint? Thanks for asking. It's anything that's moitié so I can make people upset. That is a rare dress. How dare you? I should do that. It's my good stuff. Anyway, I got paint all over my desk. This is hilarious. Oh, so one option also. If you're having a hard time still with like the thin lines eyeliner, use crappy eyeliner though. Like don't use your good eyeliners. Find like something that's pretty much almost dry, and then you can go in and kind of thin things out that way as well.
That's because she was glad you weren't a creeper is what I was gonna type out. Like anytime you answer the phone, I wouldn't even answer the phone when I would be on air at 3 a.m. Anytime you answer the phone at 3 a.m. and it's like a nice normal person, you're just like, oh yes, how can I help you?
Like, why are you awake?
Oh man.
All right. Lipstick time. So for this, you want to get a good liquid matte black lipstick. Don't use your crappy CVS lipstick. You got to get the good stuff because it will dry down better. I think Jess and I had a discussion on black lipstick and the last panel we did with Rosé Foray. So if you're curious about that, it's at the end of a panel we did. Tips on keeping makeup from getting on your dress. Yes. So when you are doing paint like this and you're going to wear a dress after, put your dress on afterwards. If you have something that you have to pull over, I usually like to get things where I duck in and like zip up in the back, but if you have to pull it over like a JSK, put a bag over your head. I'm not endorsing you to like suffocate, but also like cut like a hole where your mouth is maybe, but like put a bag over your head and like pop it through that way. Because if you get like paint on, if it comes off on the bag or like some of it smudges a little bit, you can easily fix that. But also if you do get paint on any of your pieces, like you can just easily wash it. Most of the time is just like water-based. I got some black on the nun collar from like one of the recent Moitié releases, and I was like, oh no, a tiny little bit of black got on it, but like I threw it in the wash and it was fine afterwards. Yeah, just like wrap your head in like a towel, put a towel over it.
I also do what Frill Squid does. I pinch the paper towel in my lips to keep it
also,
and then I just pull it down over
in there. My God, thank you for bringing that up because I love Big Y. I hope you're talking about the grocery store Big Y because a bitch do love Big Y. and they're grinders. It's this like tiny chain of grocery stores, for anybody who doesn't know, that it feels like, I don't know if it's co-op, but it feels like a co-op. It has co-op vibes. It's like Sprouts if Sprouts wasn't full of itself. And they have really good pizza, and they have coins that you can get and use them to buy stuff. Yeah. And they have really good grinders. We call sandwiches grinders in Massachusetts. Nowhere else. It's not that one app. It's just a sandwich, not a Subway. Yeah, it's locally owned. Okay, it's
whoops,
making me homesick. Shout out to me not goofing up my lipstick. Oh Lord. There we go.
They discontinued the coins.
The coins recently, but like I blocked that part out of my memory. Ugh, that was the best one. Like I'd go with my mom when I was, I'd say younger, but like I was like a teenager, and like they would have a little lottery game you could play, like a slot machine where you push the button and if you win one, but you used to like be able to use them to get like as coupons almost, and there were just these physical tokens. Grinders are just sandwiches or Subways. Like Pennsylvania calls them hoagies, and then Massachusetts has to be weird and be like grinders.
All right, I have a very important Massachusetts question, Emma.
Yeah.
Very important. Do you have a system over there at the grocery store where you have to put a quarter into the slot of the grocery cart in order to like unlock it from the other grocery carts?
I've seen that, but I haven't seen them where I grew up. I don't know if that's over there. It might be.
Whenever I'd be at like the Stop and Shop, I would be like, oh damn it, I forgot a quarter.
That sounds like a Stop and Shop thing. That's probably where I'm remembering from.
Okay, I see. Only at Aldi. They have that at my Aldi's. Okay. So it's other places other than southern New Jersey. Yeah, it is really stressful. I really didn't understand it. Yes, I've heard about the fake coin trick.
Yeah.
Other stores trust people in the DC area. Yeah, it's weirdly complicated. There was like a sign that had like 4 paragraphs of text at the cart return explaining how it worked, and I'm just like, I was in New Jersey during like one of the superstorms, and so it was like with wind chill, like negative like 10 degrees.
Was it a hurricane or a blizzard?
Snow? It was a very unseasonal snowstorm, and it's, I can feel my fingers just freezing up, and I'm trying to figure out like I just want my shopping cart so I can go into the Stop and Shop, and then I can stop my Wawa later.
The nor'easters.
No, this was like it wasn't sandy, but it was a very bad snowstorm that had like a
Sandy was a time. All right. So I could be done, but I'm not gonna be. So did my lipstick. Lipstick will get on your teeth if you use good lipstick. It's fine. Also, if you goof up your lipstick, you can just go back in with the paint and you're good. I might add some squigglies under here. Now I want snacks. I bought some Trader Joe's butternut mac and cheese. I'm pumped. So this is my recommendation. Me telling all of you, go to your nearest Trader Joe's and buy some butternut squash mac and cheese. It's unreal. Even if you're like, I don't like squash, you'll like this. I promise you. It's very good. Yeah, I goofed up my lipstick just a little bit. That's okay, because I can just go in with the paint and then make it a little better. Oh. No. Spencer tells me no a lot of the time when I go to Trader Joe's, so I have to like sneak off on my own and like find something and throw it in the cart, like the apple cider donuts that they have, which are good only if you don't have them nearby. Like if you're not near like New England or a place that celebrates fall, Trader Joe's are fine. I also realized I was telling my coworkers who were all based in Austin, I was like, "Oh, apple cider donuts are back at Trader Joe's," and they're like, "That's a thing," and I was like, "Oh no, people don't know this is a thing." And I know you've gone to Apple Hill plenty of times, Kelp, so you know that
You
those
know
are
what?
the
You know what? I have never been to Apple Hill.
Not one time.
Not one time, because it's such like a disaster to like go over there during the season, and I can go many other places and have not the same experience, but you know,
similar.
Somewhat similar. I've mentioned this to Purist Maiden, but this white girl really does not get going to farms and picking fruit.
Yeah, I've never done that. I'll just buy my fruit. I'm good.
I get when my sister does it with the kids, because my niece like really likes bugs. So it's not only a kid activity, but it's also like, let's,
bugs.
She's gonna run over, and then it's like, what do you have in your hands? And instead of a knife, it's like, like
a bug. No,
like a giant caterpillar or something.
the woolly ones. Those are my favorite.
Yeah, but also the SAC community has had a number of like very interesting meets at at those kinds of locations.
I went for the first time a couple years ago because Spencer's from SAC, and he's like, "We have apples," and I'm like, "I'm from like I grew up a half hour from Berkshire's. Like, what are you talking about?" And like, I had an okay time, but we also went the day before Thanksgiving in a snowstorm.
Yeah,
so it was barren and also very cold. Shout out to entomologist people. Spencer's sister's an entomologist, so like I feel that from the bottom of my heart, just like knowing someone who's like their interest is bugs. It's like, oh, what do you do for a living? They're like bugs, and you're like, weird, but okay, thanks. I hate bugs. I don't like bugs. I can deal with them. I don't like spiders. I'll cry, but I can do pretty much any other bug. Nothing.
I always thought that I was like not good with bugs, and then I like went to college, and I realized that actually that I'm fairly average. But now that my niece will just like pick up anything on the ground, recently there was like a giant cricket in the kitchen, and like crickets, they're kind of like unpredictable in their jumping patterns. So I told my dad, sadly, I'm like, there's a cricket, like I have to keep an eye on it. And he's just like, if your niece was here, she'd just scoop it up. She would just scoop it up. And I was just like, all right, thanks, Dad, for the moral
support. Shout out to kids not being afraid of things like that yet. Like, I used to pick up spiders all the time when I was younger, and like I can't. I can do like tiny animals like mice and like frogs. I can just absolutely scoop up, no problem. But like, I don't do creepy crawlies very well, except snakes. I like snakes.
So when I was younger, a June bug got stuck in my hair and started like beating its wings next to my ear.
Doing the whole June bug thing.
Yeah, and so any flying bug that has unpredictable flying patterns, like a dragonfly, will kind of unnerve me, and I have to explain to people it's just like a leftover visceral reaction from my 4-year-old June bug trauma.
June bugs are nasty. Ugh.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I don't think there's anybody that likes silverfish, even amongst the. They seem pretty universally
icky,
not cared for.
Right? Disgusting.
Oh, you know, the other reason that I've never been to Apple Hill is that I could just go to Nugget and they would be selling frozen stuff from Apple Hill, so I could still get like a very nice.
You can just get the actual stuff from there. All right.
Yeah.
So I probably should have done this before because I'm gonna smudge something. I'm gonna just. Also, I'm here to show a brand really quick. So Linda Hallberg is an incredible makeup brand. I think they're located in Germany. This is hands down the best crayon eyeliner I have ever used in my entire life. The shipping was not worth it, but also it was kind of worth it. It was like $20 for like this, and I got a couple other things, but like fantastic brand. I love them. When this runs out, I'm gonna buy another one. For anybody that used the Marc Jacobs eyeliner, that was really good. This is like better because they discontinued Marc Jacobs' makeup. Love that. Anyway, shout out to Nugget. Shout out to grocery stores that aren't terrible. Just me only shopping at Trader Joe's, even though Trader Joe's can be terrible. But capitalism.
Everything is
awful. Yeah, so you can see the difference. Like, this is without doing my waterline, and that's with it. So, like, if you're not going to wear contacts, it's definitely the way to go just because it helps it blend more. Eyeliner from the store. Hey, if you find a good eyeliner, though, like, that's the steez. I am forever in search of good eyeliner, even though I wear makeup, like, once a week because I can't be pissed.
As part of the Hooded Lid Club, there is no good eyeliner.
There is no such thing as good eyeliner. Right.
It's gonna smudge. Just deal with it.
Just have a smudged look. It's a vibe.
Oh yes, the Dolly Wink is. I do know a lot of people that swear by it. What do they call it? The Holy Grail product, right?
Yeah, that's a thing. I don't, because I've learned that you should not ever sell your soul and dedicate your whole life to one brand as somebody with an entire drawer full of Kat Von D lipsticks. Let me tell you. What a time. But yeah. Just like the Becca highlighters, that brand went out of business. So F in the chat for Becca, because they had some pretty solid highlighter. Also, my favorite thing about corpse paint, you don't have to do contour. Like, it's just 2 makeup steps. It's white and then black. You're done. It's great. It's a good time. We're all having a good time here. Alright, I'm just going in and adding a little bit of black to some more places to even it out, because I am a perfectionist with corpse paint, which is not something that actually works, but yeah, you can see this side, I kind of just got lazy with it. Yeah. It's a vibe. But also, I can't really see this side of my face, so, like, haha, whatever.
Okay, but I would totally want to buy a dupe Dolly Wonk. Dolly Wonk. It'll really wonk your doll.
Dolly Wonk. But yeah, there needs to be more hooded eyelid tutorials and people who actually like have hooded eyelids. Like, I couldn't tell you what kind of eyelids I have, but I know they're not hooded. So like, I'm not gonna tell somebody with hooded eyelids like, this is how to do it. Like,
my favorite line with all of the hooded lid tutorials that, you know, is like the litmus test is when they say like, okay, and then just wing your eyeliner out. It's like, no. If that is one sentence, you are disqualified.
Half the time I can't even like watch or listen to makeup tutorials because I'm like, you don't have the same facial features as I do, so you can't possibly tell me what the heck is going on. So I will take tiny tidbits from like quick videos, keep that in my like brain, and then try and translate into that something that'll work for me. So as I'm sitting here doing corpse paint, like.
So these are all valid strategies. I've tried to use monolith tutorials and I just don't have that much lid space. So the best tutorial that I ever got was I was ready to write it out because it was this like white dude for like Ulta or like Sephora or whatever, and I was just like, oh geez, like this is gonna be a task. But he actually knew what he was doing and had like bottles that had hooded lids and was actually teaching you how to do your makeup instead of showing you how he does it, which is a very big distinction. And the main thing he said was just like, you just got to work horizontal in like columns. You can't work in rows. You got to work in columns. So I always just work in columns, and that helps.
That's good. That's a good call.
Feedback.
Yep. I can't be pissed with eyeliner half the time, so I'll just do really like fancy eyeshadow. Anyway, hello, it's me. I'm an onion. If you're ever feeling not beautiful about yourself, just screenshot this and keep it in your phone. I hate to be like, I'm done, but I did it in a little over an hour, which is good. So now I can do questions and fun stuff for the next.
You can just hear me complain about hooded.
Or we can just complain about tutorials. Makeup. Also, if anybody has any other makeup questions besides corpse paint, because they always come up. But also, don't ask me how to do my eyebrows because I hate my eyebrows. Fifth member kiss. Yep. That's always one of the things. Like, I'll put corpse paint on, and Spencer, my partner, will be like, "You look like insert something I'm not trying to look like." There's this one wrestler called Danhausen who wears somewhat corpse paint. He says I look like that sometimes. And I'm like, can you not? I'm just trying. Do you use setting spray or go naked? You can use setting spray. I actually just keep on forgetting to wear setting spray lately. So like I don't even know where it is. But for this, yeah, they have a fancy little setting spray. If you have like the MAC Go Plus Fix or whatever that everybody really likes, like that's something you could totally do right now as well. If you used good, the Danhausen love we're getting here today. He bought a Danhausen shirt recently. Just wrestling references. What a vibe. But yeah, if you used powder, you shouldn't need to. But if you want to like extra double up, if you're like going to an event or something, then that is something. Also be very, very careful because this will just like wipe off if you like stare at it too hard. So like if you're going to put a dress on just like willy-nilly or like taking your shirt off, which I'm realizing if I do get dressed after this, you gotta be very careful. Like don't touch your face on anything because it's gonna be a doozy. Oh, it might be. Hold on, I'm gonna yell.
Oh.
What's the Danhausen shirt? I
love that Danhausen.
What's the shirt you got?
It's not a Danhausen shirt.
I thought you got a Danhausen shirt.
No, I got a Malachi Black shirt.
See?
Oh, I love Danhausen. You love Danhausen.
So Spencer's here. I talk about you.
We love that Danhausen.
People know you who are at this point because you've shown up several times. Spencer's here.
I'm feeling a little underdressed here.
Your turn.
No,
you want to go to the Gex concert wearing corpse paint?
I don't think I do, actually.
Spencer's going to a hyper pop concert with the Zoomers tonight as a 30-year-old man, and so shout out to him. Yep, Worlds Collide. Yeah, he loves himself some Danhausen. But yeah, so when you got a wig on, it just really brings the look together. Yeah, I'm not seeing Gex because I am a grumpy adult, but he's going with his Zoomer brother tonight to see Gex in Oakland. So Yup. Yeah, do it. Just do it. That'd be great. Yeah, so if you guys, if anybody, I think a couple of you actually did corpse paint right now with me, which is, I love that. I was not expecting anybody to do this, but I just want more people to do corpse paint in general and also wear it with Lolita. Can we just start a whole thing?
All right, I'm sorry, but that comb looks like something that should be on like a children's show, like
yeah,
like Lazy Town or something.
It's
or Pee-wee's Playhouse should have a little face that starts talking.
I love Pee-wee. Lord. Also, sometimes I put contacts in, but like, if you watched any of my panel last, I think it was for Garnet Gateau, we talk about wearing contacts that are not normal contacts, colored contacts. They're very dangerous. I am not recommending you use them, but if you do, use them with caution. And you should wash your hands before you put them in, and definitely do them like after painting. This is great. Hold on, I'm gonna turn my light on a little bit more. Ugh! Turn it off. Yep, here I am. I didn't drink any of my tea. Yeah, easiest content, just edit them. Just edit them.
This is me, crossover from cosplay community threads, desperately advising people.
Yeah, you can really injure your eyeballs if you don't know what you're doing. As somebody who also injured their eyeballs just in general from stuff in college, I didn't partake in risky behavior with it. So yeah, take out the garbage. It's when you put this on and when it's fully done, it's kind of great, and you just kind of, putz around your house, and you're like, man, I'm cool. Look at me now, Mom, I'm cool.
Garbage day.
Garbage day.
It actually is garbage day here.
Yeah, take out your garbage if it's garbage day. But also it will make you look like you have the most yellow teeth. So just brown the whole time. Tee.
Have you ever done tooth blackener? Like
no, but
go full weeb. Go full weeb. Oh, I recently learned, I never thought about this before, but I recently learned why some of the like old school like sex pot characters in anime have like green lipstick. Did you know about this?
No.
Okay, so like apparently I read this in Japanese, so I'm having to like translate it in my head, but apparently if you use lipstick that's made from like, what is it, like cochineal is the pigment or something, and you rub it like with some kind of agitation, it will turn green. And it became like a trend amongst like high-ranking like oiran for a while, because it showed that you had like the legit pigments. And that's why like occasionally there'll be characters in like the the Bakumatsu period anime that will have like that green lipstick. Like that's where it comes from. It was like an actual old school fashion trend.
That's a fun fact.
Anyways, I feel like for sure there's somebody, if they're not watching now in the Discord, that probably can tell me the very like, they're like, oh yes, I know all about this. So I anxiously await them popping into Discord and just going like, oh yeah, so this is how it works. Anyways.
All right, so now that I've like kind of cleaned up my area, definitely have paper towels, because if you want to put a brush down and it's covered in paint, it's a mess. Please enjoy my hot mess of just one paper towel. But yeah, it's pretty easy to do. If you mess up, just keep messing up. It's fine. It eventually, like at the end, it'll all come together. And if you wear a wig like I do, you're like, you can't, I did all this stuff above my eye, you can't see it, but it's there. Also, my light is very bright, so like if you take pictures and for some reason it's looking like crap, just like up the exposure. It's fine. Just do some Photoshop secrets. That's what I do in a lot of my pictures.
I looked it up too. It's safflower.
That makes sense. Safflower. Huh. Who would have thought? Well, pigments are strange. I also love that. So red pigment is one of those wild things that it's not vegan because it's made from beetles, but in the US it's not FDA approved for eye use because it stains. It's the only reason why it's like never approved for your eyes. But in other places like Europe, I think they just like approve the use of red because they're like, if you stain your eye, whatever, it's not an issue. But here they're like, don't use red on your eyes, and I'm like, I exclusively use red on my eyes almost every time I wear makeup. So pigments, man. Also use loose pigments, they're so much better, but a mess, and also not FDA approved either. But you can't tell me what to do. You're not the boss of me. My wig is a mess. I'm sorry. Yeah, I hope everybody had a great time watching me be a mess and put corpse paint on. Thank you for joining me on this adventure. I can hang out for a little bit more and answer some questions or talk about other dumb stuff. Yep, it's a reaction. Yeah, I had a great time. I definitely overshot how much time I would need, but I didn't mess up, which is something I anticipated. Yeah, reds are not eye approved because it will stain. It might stain. It not will. It could potentially stain. So if you don't want to stain your eyes and you do want to use red, I would recommend also using like eyeshadow primer under it because that's just like less of a chance, I think. I'm not speaking from experience or knowledge, but like I'm assuming that in my head that would make sense.
Okay, so fun fact about bugs equal protein equal allergies. During the latest cicada brood, I believe brood X, people were asking, can you eat them? And people were saying like, yes, you can eat them, but beware if you have a fish allergy, because the protein that makes you allergic to fish is a bug protein, which is why some people are only allergic to shellfish because it's in the highest concentration of shellfish. And that's how I learned that I also cannot eat bugs because I am allergic to fish. So yes, if you too have a shellfish or a fish allergy, which are the same allergy, just different degrees of sensitivity, be careful. You are probably also allergic to most insects. To eat them.
I feel like we need a kelp fun fact hour because I have learned so much. That's... Huh. I had no idea. So like if you're hanging out and like a bug flies in your mouth, oh no.
I think you have bigger problems, really.
Yeah,
yeah, so I mean, I had absolutely like no real like curiosity or desire to ever eat insects. I'm trying to think of the fancy name for it, entomology or whatever. But I do know, my dream of eating grasshopper flower. I do know from Chopped about like cricket flower. And if somebody ever handed me something that had cricket flower, bug and then eat. If somebody ever handed me something that had cricket flower, I would be down to try it because I'd just be like, oh, okay, whatever. But now I know it will make me sick and not for a psychological reason. So yeah, if you are allergic to shellfish,
stop here eating bugs.
Please,
bug people. I can't. I'm gonna go eat my Taco Bell. I'd rather put Taco Bell in my body than a bug. Yeah,
That sounds about right, honestly.
Like the flour. She tries to get everybody to use cricket flour, and I'm just like, no. I've got regular flour. I'm good. I've got my all-purpose. This Ina Garden recipe did not call for cricket flour, so I have to use everything exactly. Scorpion, yeah. There's a place actually in Oakland that I think it's called Don Begito's Bug Farm that makes and sells edible buggos. I mean, all bugs, anything's edible, really. That sells bug meant for like food purposes. And I know this because Salt and Straw, the ice cream place, every Halloween season, they sell an ice cream with, this is disgusting, maggots in it. Not maggots, mealworms. Which, what's the difference? I'm sure there is a difference, but like they sell mealworm ice cream, and I'm just like, if it has worm in the name, I'm not eating it. Like, wasps.
Yeah, like, so they're not just wasps crackers. They are old Suzume Bachi crackers. And if you remember in the US, when everybody was freaking out about like murder hornets.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, why are people freaking out so much about this? They can't be worse than old Suzume Bachi. And then I found out that murder hornets was the media term for old Suzume Bachi. And I was just like, oh yeah, those things are intense. So yeah, I will look up those crackers because you really have to see a picture. Because old Suzume Bachi, I mean, technically they're wasps. But if you ever saw one, you would think you were in some kind of like horror movie. They don't look like something that should exist in modern times.
I spilled some tea on my chin, so I'm just fixing it.
Look it up right now. Old Suzume Bachi Senbei.
Wasps. Anyway, I don't want to keep anybody longer. I'm to end just a pinch early. Thank you all for joining me on this adventure. I appreciate it. Make sure you stick around for the next panel, which will be incredibly wholesome. I love, you know them, you love them. It's the EGL Treat Ladies. I do love them so much.
We're going. We're right on theme. You can ask them all about crackers, and they're going to be very confused and be like, "Are you trolling us?"
It's fine. I think Lace Vampire's in here anyway, but yeah. Food panel. They're going to be making some biscuits, I believe, some coffin-shaped things. It's really cute. I'm excited. So make sure you stick around for that. And we've got a couple more panels tonight, and then tomorrow we got hella more panels. So watch what you can. If you can't watch it, it's going to be on YouTube. Go put my YouTube. If you want to see me again, I'm sorry. Don't. But also I'll be here again tomorrow at 3:30 p.m. Pacific time. Talk to you about horror in Lolita and how to make a scary coordinate that doesn't involve just spraying corpse paint. The wicked, love it. So yeah, you can also follow me here on various social media channels if you would like to. I share hot takes on Twitter, but I wouldn't follow me on Twitter. I'm dumb. Okay. Yeah, hope you guys enjoy the event. I'm gonna go take a nap. Bye.